Hosted by Hafeman Bros. We're talking green and gold. Headshot and go pack go.
What a great intro, even if the Packers keep... Well, Ben, it's not that they don't want to be... I don't know. What does it mean? It just means that they want more of the same, right? That's what we signed up for. More of the same. More of the same. So if you're good with, winning some games and being on the fringe and maybe making the playoffs and maybe not, and having some big heartbreaking losses and collapsing and inexcusable stuff happening from coaches on down, then you should be happy. But if you're not, that's why I put on the title of the show, Happy or No, right? Just like the Northeastern Wisconsin, happy or no? Or no?
I'm or no. But
I'm trying to get...
I think that's established from last week's show.
I'm or no, too.
Where I said 17,000 F-bombs.
You swore a lot last week. Good thing that we had some issues. Maybe that's why we had issues.
I was angry. It was dumb. And it's even
But you
more
said,
dumb.
starting the show, you said you weren't that angry. You're like, I think people are going to be surprised. I'm really not that angry.
I wasn't angry. Like, I can't explain it.
I know.
I wasn't, like, upset, like, furious. I was more disappointed, like, come on.
Yeah.
And I thought, based on reporting, Tom Silverstein's article about it's time to move on from Matt LaFleur on Sunday night,
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, the reporters are talking smack. Andy Herman was saying, hey, it's time to move on. And he's got a lot of fans listen to him. And the Packers just were like, nah. What's that? Gute's a dummy? Here's some money. What's that? LaFleur's an idiot? Here's some money.
There's a raise. Here's a raise for you.
And then we watch our two best guys go to Miami.
And probably some more.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Where do you think the good coaches on Hafley's defensive staff are going to go? Hello? Yeah. Where do you think maybe some offensive guys that we don't know are good? If there's any, that's be interesting to see. If any offensive coaches get plucked from LaFleur's staff, we'll know those guys were actually good at their job because Hafley took them. And if he takes nobody, then we know that none of them are good. Because they'll get promotions. Because even just offensive coordinator calling your own plays, like we'll know if Steno's a good offensive coordinator. I mean, he had 2 years with Hafley in the building. So he should know Steno pretty good. And if he trusts him, well, then bring Steno over. Then maybe he's a good offensive coordinator. Or maybe he could be good. I don't know. But I got a feeling 0 offensive coaches are going. But I bet you all the good defensive ones are gone.
All right. Well, we started with what I actually wrote down. I got a list tonight. I got some organization.
All right,
and you know what happened? We took the end of the show and we started with it. So now we're going to finish on the end of the show with this at the start of the show, and then we're going to get into the other stuff, which means it doesn't really matter because it's all the same. It's all the same result. It's all the same result. We lost Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator, who took this job when no one else would. Now, there's some people hoping that Jim Leonard is going to take the job this time. There's some people hoping like some other.
Where is Jim Leonard? I haven't heard anything about him since he went to or stayed with the Badgers, and then they hired some other guy instead of him.
Yeah,
I haven't heard his name one time. Where is he? If he's so great,
I don't know. And then I haven't looked him up. And then the all the people talked about Raheem Morris maybe and some other stuff.
And then they're saying Brian Flores. Why would Brian Flores leave the Vikings to come to the Packers?
I don't know. Why would he?
For the same job? Dumb.
Right? That's the thing. Like it was the same sort of thing. I think the thing that we'll get to that. Hey, Dad's here. Hey, Dad. So I think the thing that bothered me the most is that we were in positions to so we lost some key people. We lost Jeff Hafley, and we lost J.E. or Sully, as he likes to go by. Apparently, he doesn't know. His parents thought John was too boring, so they called him John Eric. He doesn't really like it, but lots of people call him that. But the people who know him call him J.E. or Sully. So we're going to call him that because we know him. Anyway,
I don't know him at all.
we lost those two guys, and I went back and I watched some interview with him because I was like, who is this guy? Why did the Dolphins hire him? And then I was like, oh, I think I figured out why the Dolphins hired him. But anyway, he was with the Packers for like 20 years. 20 years. And he said he was right behind Gute the whole way. Like every time Gute moved up, he moved up to where Gute was. Every time, da-da-da-da-da. Like that's how it went. But his dad was a football coach. He was a receiver in college. And they asked him about coaching. Like Larry McCarron was like, you want to do coaching or player personnel? And he just said he thought he'd be better in that world once he got into it. And he said every step that Gute moved up, then he moved to the next step. So you look at that situation. Not only, so you had Jeff Hafley sitting on the team. If you made the decision to say, let's reboot, let's start over, let's go in a different direction, Matt LaFleur could be gone. Gute could be gone. You could have done what the Packers do, which is promote guys from within, and you would have had two really good. I mean, you have a guy who's a head coach and a guy who's a GM. You had them sitting in your organization, and you could have just gone with that and went in a different direction and see how that worked. Because we know what this works. We know what this does. Matt LaFleur and Gute are bumbling around enough and screw up enough shit that even with a good team, you don't do that good. And with a not that good team, you do a little bit better than you maybe should, but you're just going to be on the fringe and you're never going to get past where you need to get past to bring you to the promised land. So that's number one. Number two, we had all of these other coaches available this time around. Robert Saleh, head coach again.
Gone. Titans.
Right?
Not a great job, but he took it.
No, but he took it. Well, the defense, I guess, I was looking a little bit deeper in their defense and kind of what they got going there, and they got some players, and maybe he turns them into something good. And if they can lead with the defense, I don't know. Some people think Cam Ward could be good. We'll see. But Robert Saleh's gone. Like Stefanski's gone. Like there are guys in this coaching. There's a bunch of open jobs, but there's a bunch of really good coaches who are quality to be head coaches who are now coaching other teams, and we still have Matty, LaLa. So those things are disappointing. But I just thought about that, and you said it. I thought it before as well. We've talked about what's the power of this Packers team. Gute blunders draft picks, the big ones, all the time, right? He always does something out of the ordinary. He does something he shouldn't do. He takes a player at a stacked position. He doesn't.
Eric Stokes.
Right. He doesn't. He misses guys, and then he miss.
Jordan Morgan.
Left and right. Right. That's his track record. That is his track record, 100%. And he gets enamored by something, which we'll talk about, John. I got a little clip from him, actually. We'll bring that up in a second.
Great.
But the one thing the Packers could do is find good players in later rounds and or undrafted free agent guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, who's the person or the people responsible for that? Could this guy be the main driver that's responsible for that? When Gute backs off and is like, it's not the big picks anymore. I don't care. Do what you guys want. Then somebody else's voice comes to the top. If this guy's right behind Gute, is he the guy making those calls? Is he the guy who's been funneling good players to the Packers team and helping this team stay afloat every year?
Well, we'll find out in about 2 years and where Miami is.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
I would think after 2 drafts and 2 seasons with the head coach with Hafley and 2 seasons drafting and putting a team together with Sully, I think we'll know whether the Dolphins, whether they got the 2 best guys in the building and we got left with the crap, or it's the other way around. We'll see. Well, it's not the other way around. We know that they're crap that we got, but maybe they're crap that they got too. I don't know. Who knows?
I want you to listen to this. I want just take a listen to what he says here, because to me this kind of says it all. I wonder if this. Oh no,
well, look at the title, The Unsung.
Yeah, The Unsung.
Just that means this is a guy who doesn't get credit for probably doing most of the good stuff that nobody knows about.
I love the way he talks. I love what he talks about. It seems different though than what Gute talks about. But listen to this little clip that he said. This was from a couple years ago when he was talking to Larry McCarron.
The system that I was raised in, Larry, is at the end of the day, the tape is the most important thing. Like, you're acquiring football players. You're going to play the game of football on Sundays. Sure, analytics is in vogue right now, and it's helpful. But analytics has been part of the equation for years. 40 times, vertical jumps, short shuttles. That's analytic data. The way we do it is we always go off the tape. We then, our area scouts that go in, we want to listen to them, see what they have to say about the player and the person as we build the board. Analytics help us identify the outliers. Hey, we got a guy way up there, and the analytics are saying that maybe he's too high, or vice versa. We haven't given this guy enough appreciation, and the analytics say he should be way up the board. We need to go back and do some work on that.
So
that's the opposite of Gute.
Exactly, except the last part where
because what he
this
said
guy
was,
hasn't gotten enough attention, but his analytics are good. Let's put him up higher. That's
no.
the
He
Gute
said
part.
maybe we need to look into that. Is what he said. He didn't
No,
say
I know.
we need to actually draft him, but he says this guy's a freak. Why is he a freak? We need to look at his tape. But
Yeah.
the tape will still tell you if he's a football player,
Yep.
and that's the difference between Evan Williams and Darnell Savage. Right?
Who's
Darnell
still in the
Savage,
league? Who's still screwing the
and
Bills?
still sucks. It still sucks. He ruined the Jaguars, and they got rid of him, and now he's with the Bills, and they lost to the Jaguars.
He gave him a
No,
big
it's not true.
touchdown.
The Bills beat the Jaguars, but whatever. Anyways,
Yeah, okay.
what it is this. That clip just shows, he said, watch the film because that's where you see a football player. That's basically the translation of that.
We're
It's
drafting
not in the
football players.
It's not in the RAS score, Gute. It's on the film. And then you go and you find out more about the player, whether he's a good guy or a troublemaker or blah, 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 right? Like George Pickens, a little bit of troublemaker, but he was the guy I wanted. And now we would see, okay, is he a freakily awesome wide receiver? Yes, he is. I was correct. And Gute went and took Christian Watson, who can't find the ball in the air half the time. But he runs really fast in a straight line. Which receiver would you rather have on your team? And yeah, Christian Watson, awesome guy. George Pickens, a little bit of a crazy guy. But he is a playmaker.
Yeah.
Where Christian Watson's not really a playmaker. If you draw something up for him, he will sometimes catch it and then run really fast after he catches it. But that's about it.
I was listening to the whole thing. It's like 17 plus minutes. It's from a few years ago. And I just heard that and I was like, this is probably what you do. This is probably because later in that he talks about how, he's like, he likes to have the coaches and the scouts, the scouts, the other personnel people, like say what they really feel, like express what they believe. So if they believe in a player, express it, stand on the table for them, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, it doesn't mean we're always going to make that decision, but at least we know where you stand and we have your input. And he said, he doesn't like it when everybody just agrees. He said, if we're all agreeing, we're not thinking. And so, there was definitely conflict and differing of opinions about a number of these players the Packers drafted. And who's the guy that makes the final call on a bunch of the big ones? It's Gute, man. So you're going to find out. Like you said, we'll find out. We'll find out for the Dolphins. It's not like he and Hafley knew each other before 2 years ago.
They didn't. And that's just proof as to what type of... that's the thing is when you get a guy in your building, you see who he is and what he's made of. And Sully obviously saw Hafley and said, yeah, this guy, here's a guy who deserves a shot because he's a damn good coach. And I deserve a shot. And I've been waiting all these years stuck behind Gute's dumbass. Now I'm going to be in charge. And now Hafley's going to be in charge of my team on the field. And it's going to be a good combo, I think, for the Dolphins. Now, Miami is a totally different situation. It's like the opposite of Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, the only place more crazy would be like, Las Vegas or something. But
right.
Miami is still a crazy, crazy town. So you'll see how you can control those. It's easy to control people in Green Bay when there's nothing to do. You try to control some guys, these young guys with a whole crap ton of money who just got a bunch of money coming out of college, 21-year-old guys in Miami. Good luck trying to control that.
Yeah, that's fair. He did highlight I watched his introductory thing with the Dolphins too, and he highlighted like some of their key players, which I actually love a couple of the guys. So it was like Jordan Brooks, who is this crazy linebacker that makes a million tackles all the time, that was drafted by Seattle, one pick after Jordan Love in 2020, we just found out, and then had great years with Seattle, but after 4 years he was gone. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option for whatever reason. He's been great with the Dolphins. They have some big dudes. They got Kenneth Grant they drafted this last year. They got some other pieces for Hafley, so it's interesting. He can probably do some good stuff with their defense. But he mentioned their center, and their center was like an undrafted guy or super late round pick, and he's undersized. He's like 6'1", 295 or whatever, but he plays his ass off. He recognized him as one of their best football players. And, you know, again, it goes back to what he said. He's like, you're drafting guys to play football. These are football players. That's who you need to win games. So anyway, interesting. Good luck to him. Good luck to Hafley. Maybe if they can turn the Dolphins around, that's quite a feat, because not many people have been able to have much luck there in Miami for a long time. Other guys we will likely lose, and a lot of people, there's been a lot of buzz, instant buzz with Hafley going there, with him going there, that Malik Willis will also be courted by them and go there, since Tua makes so much money and they're probably ready to take the hit and just go in a different direction.
As long as the owner can get out of the way, because he was the reason they drafted Tua in the first place over Justin Herbert, which was dumb. It was the owner who wanted Tua. And they've been regretting that for all these years, because they go and watch Justin Herbert, who is, of course, the man. So, big dumb move. But I think, yeah, it's time. I mean, the guy, he's got a noodle for an arm. He's super tiny. He gets knocked out half the time. Like, he shouldn't even probably be playing football anymore, really, because you have to be overly cautious with him on the field. So, yeah.
I'd love to see, you know, I mean, there's been some other bad teams like the Jets and some others, the Browns and some others that the Malik Willis has been talked about. And I really hope he ends up on like a team where he's got a shot to succeed. Like Miami, I think he's at least got some weapons. He's got some players around him that can do some stuff. So I think he'd have a chance to succeed there. The other thing with that is a guy that was talked about, and a guy that I think will probably end up going there too, is Kingsley, JJ Enagbare, probably be a Miami Dolphin next year.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, plus, you know, I just thought about that, watching some of this stuff, watching the way the team played, watching the way some of these other guys played, I don't even think he'd want to sign back with the Packers at this point.
I wouldn't if I was him.
Yeah.
When you watch and see how the front office treats you and how the coaching staff, you know, and I'm sure the coaching staff doesn't have a choice when it comes to Gary or the other guys, because Gary's the big money. So it's like, well, you got to play the big money, and Gute's going to make you do it. So, plus the Dolphins trade away Jordan Phillips to the Eagles halfway through the year. So that's a defensive outside end, outside linebacker type. Or, well, more basically a Kingsley Enagbare, not really a cover guy, but more of a pass rusher guy. So they got to fill that hole for sure. And he'd be a perfect fit for Hafley to grab. So, yeah, wouldn't be a surprise at all.
And he's not going to be overly pricey, so
No, he won't be.
We'll get him for a decent price. Anyway, if he goes there, I wish him good luck too. Great player for the Packers, and he's going to be sorely missed. Now, those are the things we lost and will likely lose, and we'll end up seeing how much that costs us in the end. But what we signed up for is more of the same. Gute, LaLa still in charge. We're going to get more of the same. So let's take a look at a couple of things here. We're gonna they put the entire game on YouTube from the Packers loss to the Bears, so you can go and relive every play if you want, like I did, and it's not that fun, but it's enlightening. You learn some stuff because I watched it the first time. You know, there's plenty of stuff that you kind of miss or don't see or whatever. And first thing now, since the season ended, and we've seen some different things. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation about Rashawn Gary going to be gone. Okay. But with all of that, has been a ton of LVN hype. Oh my goodness, LVN in this last game. Did you see what he did? One game, he had a couple of TFLs. He had the sack. Now we're supposed to think he's the next great thing. He is going to take over and be a dominant force on the edge, and he will solve all our problems. That's what everybody's pushing right now. Well, I don't know. he had some plays. He hustles. We talk about things that he does well, like he pursues pretty good, and he hustles. But more often than not, you see him get blocked, and you see him not be able to lose those blocks. And so,
Yeah, but at least he's getting
That's
blocked by offensive linemen, not wide receivers.
okay. Well, let's just take a peek at some of this stuff because I think it's interesting. Now, this is him. There's a number of different things, but this is the LVN hype train has been going like crazy. And let's just take a look at some of this. I'm gonna. He's right here in the bottom. Right here in the bottom. Of the formation. And I know this is a good offensive tackle, but he just goes nowhere. He goes nowhere, and that's what you see of him is him going nowhere.
What I do like about that though is he keeps his eyes on the quarterback. Okay. He's able to get off the block and move into where the quarterback can't escape and run for more yards. He's forcing Caleb Williams to throw that pass to only a 2-yard route instead of him running for a bunch of yards. So I mean, it's not terrible. It's not Rashawn Gary.
You didn't see any push-up field. You didn't see any movement.
That's what he was down. He was upfield.
Usually, what you see with him is his arms extended and he's just locked up. Like he cannot get off the guy. He can't get off the guy most of the time, and he's who we're supposed to believe. Oh wait, sorry, I missed something.
That looks better than freaking Sean Gary. I'll tell you that.
There's another play here coming up right after. It's back-to-back plays. I missed my own note. It said back-to-back. So let's just watch what he does on the next play here. I'm gonna get this reshared here in a second. And I think it's we watched enough of him. Like I know he's missed some time, and I know he's played sparingly and all that, which for a number 13 pick by his third year is very disappointing. But it's kind of certainly he doesn't jump off the tape at you. He doesn't look like a number 13 pick, that's for sure. So this is the very next play, and I just had a note on here, back-to-back plays. So he's on the bottom again. Now he's rushing, and he's going nowhere. He's getting nowhere, guys. He tried going left. He tried going right. He got nowhere. He's not strong enough. He's not big enough. He's not enough to be the guy that he's supposed to be as a number 13 pick. That's bottom line.
Here's what I'm going to say about it. I saw 0 pass rush moves.
Yeah, there's nothing.
So who is coaching this guy?
Oh, okay.
In 3 seasons, because this is his 3rd season.
He just went up, he grabs it, puts his arms on him, and then goes like this, goes nowhere.
Think that you would have some sort of a pass rush move or something.
I would hope.
I mean, is there a coach on this team? I know I know that when they hired the defensive line coach, who was the former Patriots defense coordinator last season on a team that a whole staff that got fired, they moved he became the coach of the pass rushers and the D tackles. He was like the main coach for all of them. But he's known more for a D tackle.
Mm-hmm.
But also, who is the guy? Where's the Kevin Green? Like, Clay Matthews got coached by a guy who knows how to freaking get to the quarterback. That's the other thing that bothers me so much. Like, remember when Rashawn Gary got drafted?
Mm-hmm.
And we had on Mike Pettin's staff, there was, what's his name? Matt Smith or Mike Smith or something like that was his name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was supposed to be this pass rush coach guru guy. But then he left and got pissed because LaFleur blamed Pettin for the loss against Tampa Bay, even though it was LaFleur's changes the play call. When Kevin King got beat at the end of the first half, and nobody remembers that because they didn't talk about it much, but Pettin knew about it, and he got pissed. And he was like, F you, I'm out. And then that Mike guy went to the Vikings and coached with the Vikings after he left us that year. But we haven't had a good pass rush coach since that guy. And I don't even know if he was that great. But he was better than whatever we've had the last couple of years under Joe Barry and, the year before with Hafley and then this year with Hafley. I mean, who's coaching these guys? How does he have no moves? Like, every year he should develop a new move.
Rashawn Gary has no moves either, right?
Yeah, well, he sucks. We know that. But what I'm saying is, you got to have, remember, you got to have the hump move. Use Reggie's hump move. The swim move.
Kingsley gets around the guys.
The grab and pull move. The grab and pull and get off move. The quick bat. The bat down swipe move.
Whoa, jeez.
There's nothing. He just goes, well, nothing's going to happen there. Now, if you're playing the run, that's great.
But
And on the previous play, he did a good job of holding him, and maybe that was his job, was to not let Caleb Williams get out of the pocket to the right. I don't know. Maybe that was his job. We don't know.
You lead me right to it. Lead me right to it. Your job. What's your job? Okay, let's go to this. Now, so this is the future hype and what we're supposed to believe is good if they actually part ways with Rashawn Gary. If they don't part ways with Rashawn Gary, remember, even if they do, remember this is the GM that selected him number 12. This is the GM that signed him to a second contract. This is what you get with him, with this GM, with who he picks, with who he selects. And I want you to see this. If you haven't relived it, you need to. This is 100% Rashawn Gary. This is 4th and 8, guys. This was after the penalty to knock him back to 4th and 8. 5:37, 27-16. This is shut the door time. This is the crazy play by Caleb Williams. Great throw, great play. But you watch Rashawn Gary on this, and this is his fault. He's on the bottom. He's got leverage. Okay, he gets chipped right there and somehow gets sucked in. We need to watch that one more time. This is coming right after the flag. Here they come. They're breaking the huddle. I'm going to pause it a couple times because it's more important to watch where he is and what he decides to do. He's on the bottom of the screen. He got chipped by the back, which actually forced him further outside. So look at him right now. And you can tell Inigbare and the way Gary's going, they want to keep Caleb Williams from running outside the pocket. You can tell. That's part of what they're doing right here. Okay, they ran a stunt inside with the linebacker McDuffie coming around. Great job by, I think it's Ford here taking them guys. Or maybe it's Carl Brooks.
No, I think it's Carl Brooks. I saw 94 out there.
Carl Brooks, not 64, 94. So Carl Brooks taking up 2 guys here. McDuffie got the edge. He's going to force the pressure.
And LVN must be in coverage because he was lined up at T-tackle before the play started.
So now Gary gives face up on the guy. He had the outside leverage, exactly what is his responsibility. Now he decides, I'm just going to bull rush this guy here. Now, he's already made a mistake. If you have to maintain outside leverage, he has to keep his leverage on the the upfield shoulder, the left shoulder of the offensive player. He needs to maintain his leverage there. He doesn't. He goes for straight bull rush. Okay? And then this guy recognizes that and shoves him inside. And at the exact same time as McDuffie gets the pressure to force Caleb Williams to go somewhere, Rashawn Gary gave it up and got shoved inside. His responsibility. Now look, this is not Isaiah McDuffie's fault. This is Rashawn Gary's fault for not playing his responsibility on this, for not maintaining his leverage, and then the guy just took advantage. And also, this was the play. Was this the play right after a new guy came in, or was this still the other guy? I can't remember. No, that's later in the game. That's later in the game. Either way, it doesn't matter. Like, you're Rashawn Gary, number 12 pick, supposed to be one of our best defensive players. You don't play your responsibility. It allows Caleb Williams to get outside and do this. And yes, was he getting held there towards the end? Sure. But that's, if Rashawn Gary maintains his leverage there, Caleb Williams either runs straight back or has to loop around or do something else crazy, and he sure as hell doesn't make this play. All right. That's Rashawn Gary, guys.
Where's the other Rashawn Gary play?
I'll get to it.
Where he's
I want to show you this one. This one is
where
so
he's
bad.
jogging at the end again. That one really pisses me off.
This is so we talked about it. We talked about Mike Daniels' interview. We talked about a couple other things, right? Following that, Mike Daniels talked about we talked about it last week, just not having dogs, not having guys that are aggressive enough, not having whatever, or they get it coached out of them, or they not even that. He doesn't know what it is. It's the Green Bay mystique. We don't know what it is. But this is, now we're going to go to this part because we got to reshare here. And I want you to watch this too. This is also Rashawn Gary. Now, you just saw the last play where he didn't play his discipline. This is 27-24. This is, all right, we've had some stuff not go our way. The Bears are making a comeback. This is shut it down time. This is we are a full go here. We are stopping the bleeding. It's up to us. That's what this is right here. Rashawn Gary's on the bottom. Okay, he's on the lower right of the defensive line. And I want you to watch this play. He gets leverage. He beats the guy upfield. Now, Carl Brooks whiffs his guy inside too, which is awesome. And Caleb Williams, I don't know. How does Caleb Williams get out of this? It's insane.
Because he's
he's insane.
He's an escape artist.
That's true. But now watch the rest of the play through here. We're watching Carl Brooks, we're watching Caleb Williams, and we're watching Rashawn Gary, who beat his guy.
Now let's watch Rashawn Gary. This is the play I'm talking about, right there.
Yep. And Carl Brooks hits him. Carl Brooks decides to hit him. Now, I know this is incomplete, but how many times does Caleb Williams get outside and make some crazy play?
Yes.
You are shutting it down?
He's shutting it down.
You're shutting it down. Like, let's go right back to it. He's got his guy beat. He comes off the ball like full bore, full steam ahead. And then what is this? What is this right here? That quarterback's still running. That quarterback can still throw the ball. Where is the killer instinct? Where is I'm going to stop this guy from making a crazy play? Where is it? That's Rashawn Gary. That's this GM.
He doesn't have it.
It's just those two plays are inexcusable. Completely inexcusable. Not just from a leader, supposed to be a leader of your team and one of your core players. That's inexcusable from anybody that sees the field. But from the guy who's supposed to be a leader and one of your highest paid guys, totally inexcusable.
There's another player in the game on defense who I think fans need to wake up, and he needs to be gone, and that's Quay Walker. If they sign him back, that will be the triumphant of stupid, because you already got Gute back and you already got LaFleur back.
That's what you're probably going to get.
And if you sign Quay Walker back,
more of the same.
That is a mistake. The guy does not know his assignments and coverage. He gets tricked. They show a play. I don't know who it was. I saw it on YouTube or Twitter or somewhere, whatever it is.
Destroys.
Where
he had a bunch of
the tight ends move in motion, and it's him and McDuffie, and they're supposed to have assignments. And McDuffie is playing outside linebacker, and Quay is an inside linebacker, and the tight ends line up like this, and then at the snap, the guy who's on the outside goes straight, and the guys on the inside cut out on an outside route. And McDuffie goes with the guy who comes to him, who is the guy who lined up on the inside, but then ran an outside route, because that's easier for him to cover that guy. And I would trust McDuffie's assignment sure over anybody. Quay Walker stands there and starts to go with the guy who cut inside, and then doesn't realize what's going on behind him, or the guy who's coming straight at him, and he lets him go, and it ended up being a big play. Actually, it might have even been that play that we just showed. I can't remember, but no, it wasn't, because McDuffie was on the blitz. But anyways, it just shows
same thing on the touchdown that happened right in front of Quay Walker.
Right.
Same thing.
See, but that was another smart play by Ben Johnson. Because what they did on that play was they put the receiver and they moved him in motion. And when they moved him in motion, the Packers defense switched over, and the tight end went all the way to the outside, and the Packers were in a zone. And then when the tight end was on the outside, the other receiver went to the out, and then there's an inside cutting receiver, did that in route, which forced Quay Walker to have to cover him. And Quay Walker's a fucking dumbass, and just stood there and watched him catch it and run into the end zone, and he just kind of stood there like an idiot, because he was looking at the guy lined up in the slot who went outside instead of watching his zone. So that's Quay Walker. He's just dumb. I hate to say it.
Easy to fool.
It's just not. He's not good. He's not a good player. Period. And if he was a playmaker, like a guy who just would start making stuff happen, like Cooper is, then we could get away with him not being able to cover guys or not knowing what his assignment is if something should change on the offense. And yeah, if you play a boring offense who doesn't do anything, then maybe he's more assignment sure and he has a good game every now and again. But when you play a team like the Bears twice a year, they're going to find the mismatch and force that mismatch to make a play. There's another play where it was the touchdown pass to on the sideline, about 20-yard touchdown pass, where they kind of end up freezing Valentine because they lined the 3 receivers lined up. It looks like it's going to be a wide receiver screen. And Caleb Williams looks over there, and then he has a no-look pass for the touchdown. And CV, Valentine jumps the wide receiver screen because he thinks, oh, Matt LaFleur calls wide receiver screens 9 times a game, so it's probably a wide receiver screen. And then he jumps it, and then he gets flat-footed, and then Moore just jumps right past him, and then there's no way anybody can get over there, and it's a touchdown. Yeah. Easy, wide-open touchdown. Now, is that Valentine's fault? No. There's another time.
Hold on.
Where guess what? Ben Johnson attacked. We were in a 6-man zone with 3 guys in the middle, 3 guys deep. And Ben Johnson flooded the left side of the field where Valentine was, and McDuffie with 3 receivers. And there's only 2 guys who can cover it. And that's Hapley's fault.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they're in a zone, and guys don't go with the player who crosses in front of them. They just let it go. And then CV and McDuffie have to figure out, do I cover, and CV's got to back up and cover the deepest route or you're screwed. And McDuffie's like, shit, this guy's in front of me, and he's in the flat. Plus, I got to look at the quarterback, so he's worried about those 2, and CV's worried about the other 2 guys. And Caleb Williams throws to the guy in the middle. And it's a first down. And it's not even like rocket science.
We have a couple of coaching things that I'll point out too with a few plays. But yeah, you're going there. I next I wanted to talk about, before we go any further, next I want to talk about a couple of things, and this relates to the blocking schemes, the players, and how, and just so the play of the offensive line, but also just the schemes of the offensive line, and then it shows you the players that this GM has selected, and then this coach and what they're doing with them, So that's the next part to kind of take a peek at and just face. This is more of the same. Gute and LaFleur, this is what you get. So let's take a look at this play right here. Okay, Packers are ahead, 21-6. Third quarter. It's early in the third quarter. We already had an unsuccessful drive. We're coming out 1st and 10. We get the ball again. Let's see what we can do here. And I want you to watch. Jordan Morgan is our right tackle here. Okay. I want you to watch. So there's some different things happening here. Sean Ryan is the center, and then we know Belton's the right guard, and then one of these backs and people got a block, and it all just gets fouled up in here. But let's take a peek.
Also, hey, hold on, stop it. Pause it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's never good when your center has to look between his legs at the quarterback and not know where because the defensive lineman could be moving in front of him. Because when he looked down, they're in one space. If he could look up, they could be a totally different spot, and he might blow his assignment. That's a terrible, terrible thing for Sean Ryan to have to do on the run. Matt LaFleur needs to change that. They need to do that silent where the left or the right guard just sticks his hand out.
Like every other team?
Like every other team does, yes.
So Billings is a big boy here. He's a big boy. And Grady Jarrett is pretty fast. Like he's so I didn't realize he was that small, but he's really quick and good with his hands. All right, let's take a peek what happens here. So what are we doing here? Shotgun snap. We got 3 guys in the backfield. One's a tight end here. I think it's Wiley, and then we got Brooks, and then we got Jacobs. So Sean Ryan's going off to the right to work on a double team with Banks. Okay, so we got double team here. Ryan and Banks. Belton's head up on this guy. Jordan Morgan is supposed to come get one of these linebackers. And then this defensive end we're kicking out, I think, with Brooks here. And I guess Wiley's going to one of these guys. Let's just see as it plays out. Oh, no, Wiley's just running the flat. I don't know why he's doing that. Maybe he thought it was a pass. Maybe he made a mistake. I don't know. But here we go. So we still have a good double team here, right, with Banks and Sean Ryan. Belton's got good leverage on his guy. If we can get this kick out, we look like we should be in business, right? And look how quickly it changes. Josh Jacobs just got the handoff. All right.
Hey, stop.
Yep, it stopped.
Why did Josh Jacobs cut inside there? Take a look at the blocking scheme right now. Look at Rasheed Walker. Look at Banks. Sean Ryan is getting ready to move up to the second level on Edmonds. Why is Josh Jacobs not following Sean Ryan right now? That's where he should be running this ball. It would be at least, I mean, he wouldn't get touched until he gets to like the 45-yard line. If Banks can hold his block, because Belton's doing a good job stealing off over there. And Brooks took care of his guy. But because he cut it inside, and he should have went off of Belton's block, in between Belton. Look at, if he would have went in between Belton and Banks, he would have a huge lane. Instead, he cut it back inside right into where Edmonds was, and Sean Ryan could never get there because Edmonds is way faster than Sean Ryan. But if Edmonds tried to, if Jacobs took the right lane, Sean Ryan would have been able to block Edmonds, and it would have been a huge gain. That's Josh Jacobs, dude. That was good blocking by the offensive line.
Well,
except for
Morgan whiffed right away.
But it's on the backside. If Josh Jacobs would have took the right lane, it wouldn't matter. Go back and watch it again.
He does have Romeo on that side, though. Maybe he's a little worried about that.
I don't care about that. Look at the seal by Banks and Belton, and then look where Sean Ryan is. That's an easy. If that was Aaron Jones, boom, 10-yard run, easy.
Here they go. Because it's promising to start. You got. I don't think I would ever want to cut a ball back to a spot where my running back is supposed to kick out a defensive end. Just basically.
Right.
I don't think I'd bank on that.
Steal the backside so that guy can't pursue on the backside.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of like why Wiley doesn't block anybody is he's trying to draw a defender out that way to just keep this play, like maybe it's like to look like the fake and then roll out tight end to the flat kind of thing, just to try to keep one of these guys honest. I bet that's probably his job.
Yeah. Well, Rasheed Walker's having a hard time here, but he was bad the whole game. But
yep, and I'll also say
Sean Ryan is helping that seal block. Now Belton might be in trouble, like maybe he'll get beat if he takes that middle lane. But
it's not a great blocking scheme, and it's not executed well by too many of the guys. By too many. The only thing that's good is the double team right here.
Well, that's a start.
And Belton, okay, that's it. Walker's already lost because Booker's got leverage on him with his long arms and his angry demeanor. Jordan Morgan got his head down. He's going to get a linebacker. That was his initial assignment. His head's down. He's just going to ole him right here and totally whiff. And then your running back's trying to kick out the defensive end on the other side, which Chris Brooks does a good job of, but there's so much other cluster here that guys didn't get. Watson didn't get a block. Morgan didn't get a block. These guys gave up their block. Ryan couldn't get to Edmonds, and it's a mess. And you go nowhere.
If that was if that was a play action pass, the tight end Wiley would be great. Running for a touchdown right now.
It'd be great.
Nobody even looked at him.
So that's Packers. And then I'm going to go, and what we're going to do is compare that to a Bears running play. And then we're just going to take a look at how it looks different, because it does look a lot different. So we don't have to accept what we have as a coach, or we didn't have to as what we see from this coach and GM, but we are accepting it. And this is what we signed up for, or this is what Ed Policy signed us up for more of. And that's these guys right here. We're going to show it one more time. Sorry, I got to jump around in this long game.
Well, one thing real quick I just want to talk about too.
Yeah.
I want to just bring this up because I talked about the whole run pass option thing. The other thing I hate about the run pass option is it does not allow our offensive linemen to use their size to change the line of scrimmage, because they can't go downfield because they don't know if Jordan Love's going to pass it or run it.
That's true.
So everybody just has to flow with the long line of scrimmage and can't move downfield. And if one guy misses a block and penetration happens, our running backs get hit in the backfield. It's a dumb play. It's a dumb play. It works in college. It does not work in the pros. Unless you have a Malik Willis who's fast. So you have that third option that keeps the defensive ends in there, looking out for that quarterback too. Right? But that's just one more thing I want to bring up is, because when you can attack and like move the line of scrimmage with your offensive line, because you're actually calling a run play, and the offensive line, like, I don't give a crap. I can go downfield as much as I want because I know this is a run. But when all you call is run pass options, they can't go downfield, or else there's a penalty if Love should throw the ball. It's dumb.
Yep, that's fair. All right, so here is a Bears play from from a little bit later in the game. Again, this is type part of the game. But let's watch what in contrast. This is a running play. Let's watch in contrast how this looks from the Bears offensive line. All right. So they're doing double teams here. They're doing double teams. They got a double team on LVN right here. They got a double team on Stackhouse right here. And then they got a double team with the right guard and the tight end right here on the edge for Enigbari. Of course, they let Gary go because they don't have to worry about blocking him ever. All right. Oh, no, they're going to distract him with DJ Moore, but he doesn't even touch him. So, but look at the surge here, and they're holding those double teams a little bit longer. And look at how everybody is up, except these two guys. They're fighting with JJ and Enigbari. I mean, they're doing the best they can. Anyway, everybody else is getting upfield a little bit, getting a nice push. There's no penetration. Linebackers are getting caught up in the wash here. You're peeling off doubles, right? Nice little seal there. You can't hold. You should have stayed on Enigbari's double team a little longer because he gets there to help make the tackle and slow him up. But it's still a nice gain of 6 yards here, 7 yards, something like that. And that looks very different. It looks very different than how the Packers executed. And it's very different than what they even asked some of their players to do. Because you didn't see some wide receiver like Christian Watson trying to come block one of these guys on the inside. You didn't see your right tackle have to run way upfield to try to get the linebacker, did you?
Can you rewind that play or go back to the start of it again?
I will do my best. It's a long clip.
Oh, I know. Because you just said that, and it made me think of, you can just let it play. Watch Bullard on this play. He's in man coverage on DJ Moore. He doesn't even look at the run. Watch him.
Yep, that's true.
He would have been in great position to crash and attack the running back. There's also a touchdown run that happens in this game that everybody's showing online where Keyshawn Nixon olays and doesn't step forward and try to stop the running back. And on that same exact play, Bullard is in the hole, but he's so worried about his assignment covering the receiver that he doesn't even pay attention to what the actual play is. He's just looking at his receiver, and he runs right past him when he could have just run in the hole and make a tackle.
I saw the thing about Keyshawn, and the thing I'll say about it is that guy was basically already almost in the end zone, plus he's down by his leg. Like, what is he going to do? He's not going to do anything there anyway. I mean, and I'm a fan of Keyshawn, but I'm not defending that, but I'm defending, like, what are you going to do there? At some point, when the guy's that close to the end zone, you're not going to stop him from getting the touchdown, and so what's the point at that point?
Well, my point is this. So Bullard, on 2 occasions, in running plays, just that play I mentioned, and this one we just watched, because he's worried about his assignment, and the Bears know, okay, DJ Moore, he don't want to block. So let's move him in motion, and him running a route will take a player out of the play who normally would be in that position. But because we're moving him behind the line of scrimmage, it's pulling that safety, that's his hole, out of there because they have man coverage. But Matt LaFleur doesn't do that. Matt LaFleur wants his receivers to block, even if they can't. And then what ends up happening is they go up and block and then get their asses kicked. And then that defensive player makes a play on the tackle or something like that because they can't block worth of shit. Except for, Malik Heath. Oh, what do we do with him? Oh, yeah, that's right. We put him on the practice squad. And then another team grabbed him from us because they are smart and we are dumb.
Yeah.
But that's and Christian Watson can block pretty good sometimes too. But when you look at Musgrave, Romeo Dobbs, Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, none of those guys can block worth of shit.
No.
Yet that's what Matt LaFleur has them block, which all it does is just keep the defenders where they were, and it lets them know, I got to look for the run. But if those guys are running routes, it could actually maybe take the defender away and maybe leave a little bit more space if for some unknown reason the offensive line actually gets blocks for the running back to get more yards after if he gets to the second level of the defense. But that's not how Matt LaFleur calls plays. And I'm not saying that you have to do it all the time, because sometimes you want your receivers to block, and that can help, especially in short yardage if you want just a couple yards or whatever it is. But it just goes to show you a different way of doing things. Like, it's obvious Ben Johnson knows, okay, my receivers, they can't block, they're not good at it. I'm just going to have them run routes on running plays, and they'll take their defenders away. Easy.
I'm learning these new layouts. Sorry, I was giving you the same layout there. I didn't mean to. All right, take a look at this play. This is another one. So what we're doing here is we're just going through plays that happen in the game, so we can face the music and face up to what Ed Policy signed us up for. More of the same. Here is another thing in contrast. This is another contrast thing of offensive line play that we just don't see from this Packers team, and it has a lot to do with a lot of different guys. But I want you to watch here. Watch Rashawn Gary on this play. He totally trucks this tackle, and he's in business. But because the Bears, I want you to watch the left guard here and the left tackle and watch what happens. And, of course, Caleb Williams is good at escaping. But without this heads-up play, he probably is in a little bit more trouble, although it is Rashawn Gary. But let's take a peek. So he's coming off. Oh, no, this is the running play. My bad. I think it's the next play. Sorry, I went back too far.
That's okay.
I did go back too far. My bad. Okay.
It was good to see it again because we saw and made us all mad.
I mean, you know what it is. There's coaching matters. We talk about it all the time. Here's the play, Rashawn Gary. Watch him and the left guard and left tackle here. So the Bears are setting up. And now they run Komet back in motion. Gary just trucks him. But look at that.
That's
you
Joe
see
Thuney.
how... Yeah, you see Thuney? You see what it means when a guy is heads up on the offensive line?
He's one of the best offensive linemen in the league.
It doesn't matter. We've had offensive line. We used to have guards then.
We used to have
that were heads up,
know.
Because oftentimes the guard maybe doesn't have a guy specifically to block, so he's helping out here, he's helping out there, and you have to be heads up. You have to be an aware player as an offensive guard, who sometimes and oftentimes is not going to have a guy right on top of you, because then you help out where it's needed. You don't stand around and shade this way when you should go help out over here. Thuney was a heads up. He saw that guy got beat right away. He got a piece of him and allowed Caleb Williams to get the hell out of there. Like, those are winning plays from an offensive lineman. And he gave up his body. When was the last time you saw a Packer offensive lineman dive to make a block? Like, they end up on their ass a lot or on the ground a lot. We know that. But, like, to actually dive to get a piece of a guy to prevent a sack from happening or something like that, no, they just kind of stand around. If they get beat, they turn around, they look. Oh, I guess I got beat. Okay, well, play's over soon.
Well, the last guy we saw did that was Lukey Patrick. So,
well, on our team who chipped guys and was heads up?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
But we, like TJ Lang did it. We had other guys that did it in the past. Where are those guys?
Adam Timmerman.
Yeah, why don't we have them now?
Because Gute doesn't draft. He drafts tackles and puts them in the guard.
The tackles are not used to playing that way. They are not used to being in that position.
No, they're not.
They're like used to just blocking one way. I block this guy to the outside. That's it.
Right.
That's all they worry about. And that's why those tackles are not, well, it's one of the many reasons why those tackles are not good at playing guard, that we just draft tackles and stick them in at guard all the time.
It's dumb.
This is the Gute way, guys. This is what we're getting. Okay, I got a couple more things to get through. I apologize for it. I don't know. I apologize for having to do it. Now we have to get to some coaching issues, coaching blunders, and inexcusable stuff. And this is Matt LaFleur said it after the game, but he kind of said it as like he was pissed. He had to burn a timeout, and he blamed some stuff. And he was I got to go back just a touch here. And basically, he said it really quick, and I think a lot of people were like, "What? What?" And there was no follow-up in the press conference afterwards. But so I want to watch this whole thing because it's kind of crazy just to see it. Because you actually get to, even on this TV copy, you get to see it all unfold here for the Packers, and it's just kind of like, what the hell is going on here? Like, how does this happen? Number one, at the professional level, and number two, how does it happen at that point of the game, and why is it happening to our team? Game. Yeah, and why is it happening this late in the season and to our team and not to other teams? You don't see it. So I'm getting there here. I just had to kind of cruise through this a little bit. Okay, here we are. Perfect. This is some sad stuff from a coaching standpoint, and fans should be pissed. Now, the Bears are coming up the line of scrimmage. I want you to watch this. We'll pause it a couple times, probably too. All right, they're coming up. Let's see what kind of layout we're in here. Perfect. All right. So they're coming up. Now, I watch. Right now, Packers are making some substitutions here, right? See that? Some guys coming on. All right. So we got 2 guys coming on. 2 guys came out on the field. We had 11. Now we got 13. Now they're talking a little bit. The official is giving them a chance to make this substitution and figure out what the hell they're doing, apparently, because the Bears are ready to go, and the official's still standing there, and these guys don't know what's up. So now, all of a sudden, 3 guys leave. 3 guys left. We had...
one of the guys that came out left.
It's Carl Brooks, Colby Wooden, and Lucas Van Ness all left the field. All right? So we had...
Van Ness?
Yeah,
sure
he was
Lucas
one.
Van Ness?
Yes, I'm sure it was Lucas Van Ness. He's the fast one. These are the slow ones. Colby Wooden still seems confused. Like, should I still be out here? Should I not be out here?
Because only one defensive lineman came in. Why would...
Right.
Whatever.
Exactly. So now we have 10 guys, and that's why Matt LaFleur comes over, and with 2 minutes and 11 seconds in the game, he has to burn his second timeout. And he is pissed about it. So, how does that happen? How does that happen?
I don't know.
How does that happen in professional football? Who is sending these guys on the field? Who's making these substitutions? Who's communicating this? When they send them on the field, who the hell, how do these players not communicate? I'm in for you. I'm in for you. When I played high school football only, but when we went in the game, your coach told you who you were going in for. So you ran on the field, you called that person's name, they came off the field. There's zero excuse for this happening. Zero. And it cost your team a timeout with just over 2 minutes to go in the game, and you could have used that timeout later, too, to help you out. It's inexcusable. That is a coaching blunder. It is unacceptable. How does it happen?
It happens because the position coach doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Who's 91?
91 is Stackhouse.
Okay, well, Stackhouse should have, when he came in, should have said one dude's name, and that would have been fine. It's obviously Stackhouse's fault and his coach's fault for not telling him who he was supposed to be replacing. Are you sure it was Van Ness who came out? Because
yes, he's standing
the two
right.
Guys that,
he's standing right next to.
Well, who comes in with
Stack?
Stackhouse? It looked like a white guy, and there's only 2 white guys on the whole defense.
All right, we'll try to.
So did Van Ness run in and then run back out again? Because maybe it's Van Ness's fault.
It could be. It could be his fault. It's just mind-blowing to me that it happens.
But it's obvious.
All right, so here we are. I'll get it back up again. You want
to
relive this crap one more
I
time?
want to know whose fault it is.
All right, so we got Colby Wooden standing out here and Carl out here. We got Rashawn Gary looking. Maybe Rashawn Gary's sub. I don't even know. Let's take a look. Rashawn Gary's looking to the sideline. Like, when the hell can I get out of here? When do I get to get out of here? Maybe I don't know.
That is Van Ness. It looks like it's
Van
0.
Ness is coming in, and then Stackhouse is coming in. So they wanted Van Ness to come in and play inside, I guess, on 1st and 10. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
probably not.
Let it play. I want to watch what's going on.
Gary's like, what? I'm supposed to come out? He doesn't know. And then Carl Brooks leaves.
Let it go back.
I can't go back.
That looks like Van Ness came in and Gary told him no.
Well, Gary just looks confused. Like, why am I out? I'm the best player on this team. Why am I out of here?
But he's not.
So now Van Ness leaves, Carl Brooks leaves, and Colby Wooden is confused and is also leaving. So I don't know what the hell is going on with that.
I'll tell you what just happened. Van Ness was supposed to come in for
This is
Gary.
what you signed up for, guys.
And Gary told him to go back. And then when Gary told him to go back, then Carl Brooks was like, am I supposed to come out? It wouldn't. And those 2 guys didn't know what was going on.
So you think Gary said, not for me. So then Carl Brooks was like, oh,
yeah,
it must be for me.
based on the body language there, that looked like it looked like you said, like Gary was looking at to the sideline as if he wanted somebody to come in for him. And Van Ness came running in. And then Gary, here's what I bet you happened. I bet you Van Ness is supposed to come in and play D tackle. And he probably said, hey, Carl, you're out. And Stackhouse came in and said, Wooden, you're out. And then Gary thought that Van Ness was coming in for him. And he was like, no, get out of here. I'm good. So then Van Ness ran back because he's an idiot. And then 3 guys left. I think it's Gary's fault and Van Ness's fault, which is pretty perfect because they're both first-round picks and they're idiots, and they're Gute's first-round picks, 12 and 13. Really terrible draft picks at 12 and 13, by the way. So that's what I think. That sounds like a reasonable opinion based on body language. I think you're muted. It's clearly Gary and Van Ness who fucked that shit up.
Either way, it's inexcusable, and this is what you're gonna get. You're getting more of it. Okay, let's take another peek. We got more to deal with, more coaching stuff. Okay, this is maybe one you talked about before, maybe not. The left tackle just got injured. They brought in a brand new left tackle here for the Bears. We don't know what's going on here. Maybe you can tell me what's going on. They got a bunch of guys up at the line of scrimmage. Bears in a bunch of formation, but they got 2 receivers to the right. They got 1 corner in Keyshawn, and they got JJ and Igbare out here.
Yeah, this is when they drop JJ and there's nobody in the flat. I know what it is. Yeah,
there's nobody in the flat. Nobody.
It's just stupid.
And Keyshawn's way back, and McKinney's going back on the snap.
And there's 4 guys lined up to cover 3 on the other side, with Rashawn Gary going back in coverage. This is a terrible play call by Jeff Hafley.
Is it, or do the players just F it up?
How is Enigbari supposed to get to the flat when he
can't?
Because if he goes to the flat, the tight end's wide open. It's 3rd down and 4.
Yeah.
Why is the corner bailing 12 yards back?
Exactly.
Who is that? Is it Keyshawn?
That's Keyshawn.
Why is he bailing on 3rd and fucking 4?
I don't know. It's 3rd and 4. You got to stop him. You're only up 3 points. This is 3rd and 4. I'm talking about key blunders at key points in the game. And this ultimately goes back to coaching, whether it's LaFleur, whether in this case it's Hafley's call, whether it's the players effed it up.
Or it's Keyshawn fucking, I don't know, doing whatever the fuck he wants, because there's no way in hell Kingsley Enigbari can cover a tight end and a running back at the same time on 3rd and 4. He's a great guy and a pretty damn good player, and we're going to miss him when he's gone to the Dolphins. But he can't be in 2 places at one time. And I don't blame Kingsley Enigbari at all on this play.
100%. That is not his fault. He was put in an impossible position, and he tried chip in the tight end because he was the most nearest threat. And then he's trying to get out to the flat to get Swift.
Well, I don't think he's trying to get to the flat. I think he's covering the tight end, and then he sees the ball being thrown to the flat, so then he runs to the flat to cover it. And I think he's expecting fucking Keyshawn to be there.
Somebody should be there on 3rd and 4.
The other thing, look at the bottom of the screen. Look at Bullard. It looks like Bullard's playing man again.
Yeah. And so is Gary. Gary's covering the tight end.
He ain't covered shit. But Bullard is clearly playing man, and he's running into Evan Williams. So those 2 guys are way too close. Something is definitely screwed up on this play.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They could run the tight end in the flat on the other side of the field. He'd be wide ass open too. Why are both corners bailing 15 yards deep on 3rd and 4 with the game on the line?
3rd and 4, you got to have it. Let's start. They're almost into field goal. They get this first down, they're getting almost into field goal range to tie the game or win the game like they did after this play. So let's just deal with it. This was stupid. Keyshawn comes up late, takes a terrible angle, jogs.
That's
McKinney's
Keyshawn.
Not there. Swift gets a big.
And Valentine both were dumb. I don't understand it.
They get a big gain, and the very next play. I mean, watch Kingsley here. What the hell is he supposed to do?
There's nothing he can do.
I mean, there's nobody. This is inexcusable. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. It's down in distance. It's knowing what the situation of the game is. Game is on the line. 3rd and 4.
That's another play too, where it's Ben Johnson, who the guy who's lined up on the inside does the outside route. The guy who's lined up on the outside does the inside route, which confuses. Even if there was 2 guys there, it would probably confuse them.
Now, this is the game ultimately
is the-
winning touchdown.
Okay, this is the one I was talking about.
Yeah, and watch
So it's
Valentine.
Bullard. It's Bullard and Valentine.
And McKinney comes up too. They both come up hard on this. So like if McKinney didn't have Evan Williams safety help, he could have easily thrown it to Loveland here for a touchdown. But just watch this. So they're both already jumping it. Williams looks this way. He didn't even pump fake yet. He just looked. And they're like, we know what play this is. We're going for it.
Watch his head. Oh, he does move. He does look the other way.
He does a pump here. He does his
he
pump,
pumps.
and they're coming. He's coming. He's already beat. Valentine's already in trouble. They run right past him.
Okay, now
And
here's the thing,
McKinney's beat too.
Here's the thing. It's funny. This is 1st and 10, and they're playing it like it's 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
Go back and look at how there's 5 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and only Evan Williams deep. This is what should have been called on 3rd and 4.
Sure.
No, I'm serious though.
I know. I agree with you.
Jeff Hafley is maybe he's good if we got him out of town. I don't know because this is fucking dumb too.
Because, I mean, Loveland's wide. You got him easy. The only thing is Williams is in the middle, so you're going to go to this outside one, and that guy's so open.
That's just crazy, dude.
I mean, these are inexcusable. That's coaching. And ultimately,
Well, it's good coaching by the Bears.
Yeah. And you don't see, did you see the Packers get an opportunity like that? Did you see them put the Bears in that spot?
No, because all Matt LaFleur calls is fucking run pass options all the fucking time. It's or he calls the wide receiver screens, and Jordan Love throws them every time. And there's no differentiating. And when they were running the ball successfully in the first half, it was with a quarterback under center. And then in the second half, because they clogged the middle a little bit, LaFleur's like, "Oh, we had to run," because he said in the press conference, "We had to run out of shotgun to try to get him to stop clogging the middle." I was like, "Well, you still can't run. You can't run the ball out of shotgun. You never could, except for in 2019 and 2020 with Aaron Jones, because Aaron Rodgers wouldn't come out of shotgun because he didn't want to get hit, so he always is in shotgun. And Aaron Jones is quick and good at finding the hole, so he was perfect for a shotgun runner. Josh Jacobs, not so much." Whatever, dude. You should have been here last time.
Oh,
But
Dad's saying something about your swearing?
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's called dumb play calling and good play calling.
Well,
And we just extended the guy who's the dumb play caller.
Let's not let Matty LaFleur off the hook here. There are plenty of dumb play calls, but this one is classic Packer offense here when we don't understand it. Right? So here we are. 3rd and 15. Okay, you're up 27-24. You'd love to make a field goal here, right? And go up 6 at bare minimum. It's 3rd and 15. I get it. We don't want to press it. We don't want to press it too crazy. But on 3rd and 15, let's just take a look at this offensive call. So we got 2 receivers to the bottom. We got a tight end here, and it's Golden to the top. And we got one running back here, probably Chris Brooks, offset to Jordan Love's right. All right, let's take a peek. 3rd and 15, right? So you got, the Bears are going to play you probably soft, we think, but let's see what happens here. This is the offensive call and the decision by the quarterback. Okay, so the Bears are rushing 1, 2, 3, 4. They got a linebacker up tight yet. He's probably looking at what the tight end was going to do, who's going to help and chip here for a minute. And then this linebacker's kind of hovering pretty tight. Other guys almost look like they're manned up here a little bit.
Yeah, but look at how our receivers are not even they have barely moved.
They didn't go anywhere yet, but
That's really sad.
all right. So they're hitting the drop. Looks like the linebacker's trying to drop back a little bit now. I don't know what. Oh no, he's just hanging out there. And I'm gonna pause it once we get going. So I know it's 3rd and 15. But is every route on 3rd and 15 supposed to try to pick up the first down? Is that what we go for here?
It's what I talked about earlier was where Ben Johnson floods one side of the field with 3 different levels, and the defense has to try to cover, 3 different levels on one side of the field. Matt LaFleur just runs guys straight, and none of the routes actually work together to get each other open at all.
Now, somebody's on their ass here. I think that's Banks. And then finally the tight end's leaking out, but it's kind of too late by now. Brooks and these guys are very late leakers.
Well,
So
that's
it's really the three receivers are the main targets on this play.
yeah.
And Love's already decided I'm chucking it deep to Romeo for the end zone shot. Now we did have one guy set right here, 10 yards out. Okay.
And he's double covered.
Yep. And then we got Golden running deep on one side and Romeo running deep on the other sideline. So we kept extra guys in the block. I understand they're having a little harder time blocking guys, but it doesn't look like those chippers did that great anyway. We did not attack the deep middle to force a safety to stay back so we could maybe pick up some yards on a quick shorter pass over the middle with somebody else. And we just let these guys stay outside, and we
just
did not
run
make.
straight.
Yeah, we didn't make the Bears defend the field.
No.
And this is our 3rd and 15 play when it was important. And I know they gave up a touchdown in the end, but at this point, you didn't know that was going to happen. At this point, as the head coach, you're like, we got to make sure we get 3 here, right? We got to make. I'd love to pick up the first down, but on 3rd and 15, we got to make sure we get 3. And right now, we're kind of further out than we'd like to be. Our kicker's been struggling. Let's get it closer. Let's give ourselves an opportunity to pick up some yards. If a guy breaks a tackle, maybe we get the first down. But we don't even try it. We don't even try to do that. This is what we do. Chuck it up to the corner. No chance in hell. And that ball landing in bounds. And we're done. We're done. 4th and 15. We're done. That's Matt LaFleur's call when you got to have something positive happen. And you saw Ben Johnson's calls when he needed something to happen. This is coaching. This is what we signed up for. This is where we're at. Matt LaFleur's back. Brian Gutenkunst is going to have his terrible talent evaluations. This is what we get. So anybody that's super excited about it, I hope I'm wrong, but Matt LaFleur and Gute have shown us over 7 years, this is what they are. This is what they do. These are the kind of things that happen in games, inexcusable things that should not happen. I don't know. And you keep the guy around? Like how we said last week, someone has to be held accountable for this. Who's accountable? Is it all Rich Bisaccia and Brandon McManus? That's their big move for accountability and change? Is that what it's going to be? I'm sorry my voice gets higher when I get excited.
I'm going to say a couple things that I think are interesting.
Go ahead.
At the time when the turnip truck driver, Mark Murphy, took the power and had Gute and LaFleur on equal levels, I was behind it. I thought, that's a good move. Because Mark Murphy played football in the NFL. And he understands some things. The problem is, Ed Policy didn't play football in the NFL. I don't know if he even understands football. He might be a great guy who knows how to run a business. And that's why he could be a successful president for the Packers. But if you watch this stuff and you watch the play calls, like, you need to have a guy who decides if the coach comes and goes, who knows something about football. Now, Gute knows nothing either. And that would be the guy who usually would have to make the decision on such things, as in, Ted Thompson and Ron Wolf would make the decisions on head coaches when they were, general manager guys. And then, of course, we had the Mike Sherman era where he was general manager and head coach, which was a disaster. But that's the thing I would say. Ed Policy doesn't know why we lost. Ed Policy doesn't watch the All-22. Ed Policy doesn't re-watch the game. He just sees numbers. He's like a CEO of a company. He's like a district manager in retail, because I know I have to deal with them. All they see is numbers. They don't see what actually happens. And their boss or their bottom line is, how do these numbers look good for us? Not what do we do to make ourselves and our team and so forth successful. And that's why,
Haley,
as a CEO of a team, you need to have a football guy to decide whether you should extend a coach or not. And we don't have that anymore. We have a guy who sees, okay, Matt LaFleur, what's his numbers? Oh, one of the most successful coaches to start a career in NFL history.
that winning percentage.
Oh, a guy who's made the playoffs all but 1 year as a coach. Oh, a guy who's made the playoffs the last 3 years. Oh, and that's what he sees. So he thinks, and now that he's like, well, the other guy's getting fired. There's a lot of coaches getting chopped up, grabbed up, and if I fire Matt LaFleur now or trade him now or don't extend him now, who knows what we're going to get? At least now I know I have a guy who can win some games and can keep the fans coming and buying tickets and buying Packer sweatshirts and so forth down the line. Even though when he took the job, he said the most important thing was to win. And like, I think his third most important thing was to keep the Packers in Green Bay. And I was like, no, that's the most important thing is to keep the Packers in Green Bay. Second most important thing is to win. But he said the most important thing is to win.
Yeah.
But he didn't say win at all.
He didn't? I thought he did.
He said to win. No, he didn't say championships. He said to win.
Okay. Just to win. Keep the money rolling. Keep
Just
hope
to
alive.
win and to keep the money rolling. And that is how it works.
Now all of a sudden the chatters are in. Like, I was like, it's really quiet tonight, but we just kept going on our thing, and then now you guys all showed up. Well, we got some stuff to get to. I don't know. I actually agree with Billy that we're screwed for the next few years. Lisa's not screwed. Okay.
Well, Lee, I think you're. It's going to be hard for me to watch this team because there's only like two guys I like, and they're not coaches or the GM or the guys who make the most money. It's Evan Williams and Tucker Kraft. And after that, I don't like any of these freaking guys. Really. I like that one play Golden made in the playoff game. That was pretty damn sweet. Looked like Donald Driver out there. I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, we need some offensive linemen who will smack you in the face. We need at least one guard who's kind of a mean guy and blocks till the whistle or the echo of the whistle, who's able to be smart enough to get in there and help other guys when he needs to. Mm-hmm. We need a Lukey Patrick. That's what we need. And on the D line, we need a tough monster, SOB, who's not afraid to smack you in the face and get a little dirty.
TJ Slayton, we had him.
I know. And Matt LaFleur yelled at him. And then they let him go. TJ Slayton was good.
Yeah, he was good. He's a big man. Like, you don't find big men that can move and do stuff that easily. And he was cheap. Not signing him back made 0 sense. Like 0 cents. Yeah. And that goes back to this GM, guys. So okay. I'm sorry, everybody's jumping in here. We're gonna start doing we'll do some of your chat stuff. What we did, if you want to go back and check out the show, went through a bunch of plays, showed the difference between the Bears and the Packers in some cases, showed coaching issues, showed Gary blunders, showed LVN stuff, showed a lot of different things as we picked pieces out of the game that need to be faced by Packers fans because of the decision by Ed Policy to keep the regime in place. Had they not done it, I wouldn't have showed any of this stuff because we'd be moving on. We'd be moving on to hopefully a better time. Also, the other thing we talked about, go ahead, I'm sorry. One
more thing that you didn't show, but I want to talk about was the whole timeout / delay game after the timeout. That was 100% Jordan Love's fault.
Because it's ridiculous.
Because when you watch the playback, I watched it back. Jordan Love is looking at he's pulling the Aaron Rodgers. There's like 7 seconds left, and he's trying to change the fucking play with 7 seconds left. And by the time, and then the guys were like, "What? Huh? What?" With the game on the line, you know what I mean? It's Jordan Love's fault. Just run the goddamn play that's called, even if it don't work.
Yeah.
Or just try to change one guy's route. Like whoever's closest to you, be like, "Hey, can tell this is it's a man coverage, so you do this instead of whatever it was called, and maybe we'll get open. Like have the running back do a Texas route or a jerk route, as they call it, where he looks like he's going to the flat, then he cuts it back inside because the linebacker's going to move toward him, and then he just, moves right in front of him, and then the linebackers try to turn around and cover him, and he can't, and then you got a nice pass right up the middle, boom, and go for a couple extra yards, and then get up there and snap, get the first down, and then throw the whatever. But anyways, it's all Jordan Love's fault. All Jordan Love's fault. Not Matt LaFleur. Well, it wasn't that the play call was in there too late, blah, 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 blah. We talked about the wristband thing, which could help, don't get me wrong. But that was Jordan Love trying to change the goddamn play with 7 seconds left with the game on the line and a bunch of guys not knowing what the fuck's going on. And they're all looking at him, and he's like, hey, and then the guys are looking back on the offensive line, and he's like, oh, hey, oh. And then it was delay game. And then he's like, he looks up, and there's 1 second left. And he's like, oh, shit. Ah. And then Sean Ryan's like, what? And then it's done. Jordan Love.
Well, I'll just say this about all that is I think remember how we talked about the wristband thing? Love does have a wristband. He does have a wristband for some stuff.
Well, I don't know.
So I don't know what's
on it? Just like love notes from Matt
I don't
LaFleur?
know. Which is also why I'm more confused. I'm more confused about why does the play clock run down so much of the time with him and not with Malik Willis? What happens? I don't get it. Is it just I don't understand it. No one asked the question. And if that's another issue for this offense being productive, that's another issue for this offense being in rhythm. That's another issue for the getting more play attempts in a game because you're up tempo a little bit more. You're not so damn slow and running it down every time.
Yeah.
And like you said,
I missed 2014.
Run the ball, run the play. Don't sit here and try to get in the perfect play every time. You had multiple guys who called games who were very good quarterbacks talking about that in the last couple of weekends about trying to get in the perfect play all the time. It causes you delays. It gives the defense a rest when they're already kind of winded and on their heels, or lets them substitute or do whatever. It's like, dude, when you're starting to move the ball, when you're starting to advance, keep going. Like they're already kind of getting a little mixed up. They're getting a little disoriented. They're getting a little winded. Like keep that pace up. That's how you get them to make a mistake and get an easy score sometimes. But the Packers don't even give themselves a chance to do that.
The delay of game in question came after a timeout where the defense was definitely rested.
I know. I know that. That's
also
also inexcusable.
Like,
it's also inexcusable.
You should be calling 2 plays, and if you're going to change the play, you just go check, 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 and everybody knows what the new play is. Where Jordan Love's trying to get guys, he's calling routes and he's calling protections,
learned
and everybody's looking back at him, and they're not paying attention to the freaking play clock. And the next thing you know, it's delay game because he's an idiot.
Learn from the best. The other big thing we talked about as well, that other stuff, is what we lost in this process by making this decision, by staying with what we had, what we lost, and what we likely will lose. You guys already brought it up in the chat about Malik Willis. Romeo probably going to go there too. And we think Kingsley Enagbare is going to go to the Dolphins as well. Jeff Hafley, we lost him. And we lost the guy who was right behind Gute this whole time, that the last 20 years where the Packers have had a lot of diamonds in the rough, a lot of guys that they found that became starters that nobody thought anything of, right? Somebody was evaluating those guys. Somebody was on top of that. Is it Sully? Was it Sully? And if it was, we could be in deep shit. Because if he was the one that was saving Goody's ass all the time by plugging in guys from late draft picks, other scouting areas, undrafted free agents, and all of a sudden those guys were good players and ended up playing for us and starting and being solid, we could be in deep crap. Because if there's not somebody to fill all of Goody's holes, what do you think this team's going to look like in a couple years?
It's going to look really bad.
Yeah,
it already. It's going to look like it. It's going to look like it did against the Ravens.
Oh, fudge!
A team that can't stop anybody. It's going to be like the combination of the Eagles and the Ravens. A team that can't move the ball and a team that can't stop anybody.
We played this earlier, but we'll play it again since you guys are all here, so you can hear this, because I think Ben was blown away, and it's completely crazy to think about. If this is this guy's philosophy, it's 100% opposite of Goody's philosophy.
the system that I was raised in, Larry, is at the end of the day, the tape is the most important thing. Like, you're acquiring football players. You're going to play the game of football on Sundays. Sure, analytics is in vogue right now, and it's helpful. But analytics has been part of the equation for years. 40 times, vertical jumps, short shuttles. That's analytic data. The way we do it is we always go off the tape. We then, our area scouts that go in, we want to listen to them, see what they have to say about the player and the person as we build the board. Analytics help us identify the outliers. Hey, we got a guy way up there, and the analytics are saying that maybe he's too high, or vice versa. We haven't given this guy enough appreciation, and analytics say he should be way up the board. We need to go back and do some work on that. It helps.
So that's the guy we lost. Was he the secret ace in acquiring good players?
Is he the Evan Williams guy? Is he the guy who told him to draft Tucker Kraft after he took Musgrave? Because Musgrave is the opposite of what he just said.
Mm-hmm.
Musgrave is a guy who ran fast in a straight line and got hurt after 1 or 2 games his senior year or junior year, whatever it was, and then they drafted him because he ran fast in a straight line at the combine. Where Tucker Kraft is a guy who from high school played running back in a 7-against-7 football and then was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Didn't have the super speed, but was just an all-around good player. He's a football player. He's been playing football. So after Gute drafted Musgrave, this guy probably said, hey, let's take Kraft. And the bad part is that guy, Sully, is moving to Miami, and we're stuck with Gute. Who's better, Kraft or Musgrave? Who's better, Sully or Gute? That's the sad part about all of this. Bullard, Evan Williams. One of them's just a damn good football player. That's the guy who was taken in the 4th round, not the guy who was taken in the 2nd round. I wonder. Zach Tom, Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan's taken in the 3rd round. Zach Tom taken in the 4th round. Same draft. And not only that, Zach Tom was a center/tackle, where Sean Ryan was a guard. So not only was Zach Tom taken way later, he was taken at a position that Gute usually takes way higher. So Zach Tom was definitely not, because he doesn't have the height-weight combination that Gute loves. He isn't 6'7" and 310 pounds or whatever. He's 6'4", 6'5", and 295, but he's smart as hell. And now he's leaving. And that's the biggest issue going forward. Hopefully there's more guys on the Packers player, evaluation staff that think like John Eric Sullivan did. And hopefully those guys will still have an ear to Gute in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounds, and we can still get good players in those rounds.
He's already taken a scout with him, though, or one of the Packers.
I'm sure he has. He'll probably take a bunch. And guess what? He probably knows the good ones, and he'll take the good ones, and he'll probably give them a pretty penny to come. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because the Miami Dolphins are hungry. Their owner always wants to win.
And they have not built through the draft very well, and this is what he's trying to do. That's one of the things they were looking for, someone who could actually build through the draft, because they gave up so much draft capital to get all these retread guys, and then it didn't work out. Here's an interesting thing. I'll point this out too, and I want everybody to think about this. When Gute talks about his core guys, his big guys that he wants you to he talks about when he looks at the team. Gute says Jordan Love. Gute says Rashawn Gary. Gute says LVN. Gute says Jordan Morgan. Gute used to say Jair. Gute used to say, who else? Give me some other ones that are some ringers. Quay Walker. There's more of them, but those are the Gute. Eric Stokes. Basically all the guys he drafted in the 1st round. Luke Musgrave, 1st and 2nd round. Those are the Gute ones. Those are the ones he touts. Elton Jenkins. Those are the ones he touts, right? Kenny Clark. Well, that wasn't his pick.
He didn't draft Kenny Clark.
That's right. All right. He didn't really tout Kenny Clark that much.
He didn't.
Okay.
He don't care. He didn't draft him.
So those are the guys. This guy, John Eric Sullivan, went down. He did an interview with the Miami, this dude from Miami, Dolphins.com. And he asked him about some of the players that he was excited to work with or stood out, whatever. He talked about their center, Brewer, guy who's undersized, was a low draft pick or undrafted free agent, is kicking butt. He talked about Jordan Brooks, who's like crazy linebacker who they got from Seattle because Seattle didn't want him anymore. He talked about the big tackle they have, Paul, and then he mentioned Achan.
Oh,
and
yeah. Fast running back.
Yep. And he didn't say anything about Jalen Waddle, and the guy had to be like, "Oh, what about Waddle?" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, Waddle, he's great." Blah blah blah. He didn't just make that comparison. Gute talks about all those guys. This guy looks at the team of the core players, the guys who are really good football players. He talks about an inside linebacker. He talks about the center. Those are the first two guys he talked about. Then he got the running back who's impressive, and and then that covered a couple other guys, and then had to be reminded about Jalen Waddle. So makes me scared about. So we're just gonna have a bunch of fast athletes and no goddamn football players on the Packers in a couple of years.
Oh, and then Gute will get fired, and that'll be good. Lee, I did not watch the Kurt Warner breakdown. Maybe I'll try to watch it tomorrow. I don't know.
I hate it so much.
Kurt Warner is kind of boring on those.
Boring. Oh.
Yeah, you ever watch the Kurt Warner breakdowns?
Sometimes, not too much.
He's not the best at the mic. He's a nice guy and a Hall of Famer and all, and a great
He's
story.
a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Did you watch his movie with Zach Levi played him?
I did not.
It's not a great movie, but it's a movie.
And I love Zachary Levi, but
yeah, because he's
I
really
think
weird now.
Is he weird? That's okay. I don't care.
Yeah, he's kind of weird now, like in the weird.
As long as you're not mean or a jerk.
He's not mean, but he's very. I don't know. Let's just say Hollywood doesn't like him anymore.
Oh, they don't like him.
Yeah.
Is he some bad stuff?
No.
Okay.
But he's just way on the Trumpelstiltskin side of things.
Oh. Wow.
I don't know if he's like a Trumper guy, but he's on that side of things.
That's disappointing.
I saw an interview with him from like a year or so ago, and
Maybe he got too many muscles and they got all
I don't know.
Anyway. All right. Well, we didn't see Kurt Warner, but I'll check it out. Anyway, we're not going to see any more. I don't know what's going to happen. Look, this offseason is going to be interesting. What do they do with Rashawn Gary? Who do they invest money into? Obviously, the offensive line has holes. What do they put with their draft? What do they focus on in the draft? What do they invest in there? I mean, are we going to invest in offensive line? It's not sexy, but you need it. Are we going to invest in defensive line? It's not sexy, but you need it. The other thing that's perplexing to me, and I know different teams have injuries and stuff like that, but why is it like almost every year the Packers have so many injuries and major injuries, like a lot of injuries that knock dudes out for a long period of time? Like, what is it? What is it? Is it part of the training staff? Is it part of? Well, I don't understand it. Like, how is it possible? Is it they baby their players too much? Do they? I don't know. But why wouldn't that change too? Like, not just change your approach, like change the people who are in charge of this stuff. Right? And I'm down with loyalty and all that good stuff. I appreciate loyalty and people are important. But when you're keep failing for the same reasons, like if you want to say this whole season was forgiven because of, because of injuries. Oh, Gute's forgiven because of injuries. LaFleur's forgiven because of injuries. If we just didn't have those injuries, fine. Then why do we keep having so many injuries?
I don't know, dude.
Is it the cold? Is it just too damn cold? Then do something different on game days. Give your players some more heaters or do something. I don't care. Do something so you don't have so many injuries. What is it? Makes me crazy. All right, what do we got? Uh-oh. Lee wants movie reviews back. Are you bringing them back?
Maybe. We'll see.
Or is this game reviews?
This is salary cap.
Ooh.
So if you look over here, all the way to the pink side, I don't know if you're showing this or not.
I got it. It's up there.
Rashawn Gary, dead money, $17 million.
Ooh.
So we give him $17 million no matter what. But we saved 10 million
Oh, okay. That's
if
good.
we cut him. We saved 10 million. Look at this, Elton Jenkins. We saved 19.5 million.
He's out of here.
Or they'll extend him, which would be dumb. They should cut
That
him.
would be really dumb.
Who else? Xavier McKinney. We could save 4 million.
And I
cut
can't
him.
do that.
Josh
They sh-
Jacobs. We could save 8 million if we cut him.
Ooh, that's
It is a good one.
I like that one.
Keyshawn. We save 5 million if we cut him.
Yeah.
So these are the guys. Isaiah McDuffie. We save 3.7 million if we cut him.
That's still dumb. Don't do it. You gotta have somebody you can tackle.
I think it might happen. Look at here. Carl Brooks, 3.6 million if we cut him.
No.
Valentine, 3.6 if we cut him. I think Valentine's gone.
Ooh, boy.
Tucker Kraft is not going to be gone. He'll be extended. But what I'm saying is this. We're 45 million over the cap right now. Well, here's Gary. Here's Elton Jenkins. Here's Josh Jacobs. Xavier McKinney. That's 15, 20, 10. Boom. I just saved us 45 million. I just helped us get under the salary cap. And we got better because we got rid of shit. We got rid of Gary. We got rid of Jenkins. We got rid of Josh Jacobs. We got rid of Xavier McKinney. That's boom. We just saved 45 million bucks by cutting those guys, those 4 guys. Just like that. So I just wanted to share that because I'm a genius. And there you go. If I was GM, that's the first thing I would do.
Wow.
I would cut all 4 of them. Gone. Gone. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya, as they used to say back in junior high in 1987 or whenever it was.
Wow. Well, I hope some of that happens. The only thing is then we'd have to, well, I guess we don't have to draft a running back. We could just find one like a bunch of other teams do. But we'd have to get another running back in this place who doesn't get hurt all the time. And then they'd have to, they're going to have to do offensive linemen. They have to. Oh. The O-line in terms of high draft stock, it's time to go for it. It's time to like put some investment into it, and you got to have it. And you got to have a different type of player. We got to stop. Yeah, it would be nice, Lee, if we could do that, but we're not, like we could keep Willis and try to trade Love. That would be
We can't
great.
trade Love. Did you see the cap hit if we trade Love? No, we can't.
Just for 1
We
year.
can't get rid of Love. No,
1 year.
we can't get rid
Owie?
of Love. We can't get rid of Parsons. We can't get rid of. There's two other guys we can't get rid of. But I just showed you.
That's all good.
Sean Gary, Elton Jenkins. Now, the sad part is we're still going to be paying those guys $40 million between them all, or more between them all. But we'll be saving $45 million on the cap, which we're $45 million over right now. So normally what we would do, Gute would do, is extend, like how he extended Kenny Clark. And he extended all these guys he should never extended to try to get salary under the salary cap by extending them and pushing money out to the future. The time has come. You don't do that with guys who underperform. You wasted all that money. Time to be a man, Gute, and admit when you're wrong. And cut these guys.
He don't
Cut
like
them.
doing-
Straight
he
up,
doesn't-
cut them.
He does not like doing that, admitting when he's wrong. Holy cow. I think he's allergic to it.
They did it with Jair finally.
Yeah, but was that Hafley calling for it?
Well, it was Hafley,
That was another thing. Hafley, it'll be interesting to see, like, what does he call for to clean up the Dolphins' defense? What does he call for to clean up some of these guys have been problems down there? Like, I think he did that with the Packers. I think that's part of the reason why the defense was better and got better, because he got rid of some of the guys that were, not cutting it and not pulling their weight and being a problem at the same time.
I think there's a lot of issues with this team that we love. And the problem is you can't be a draft and develop team, which is what they want to be, when you don't have coaches who can develop the players. And not only that, because of the CBA, the coaches have less time with the players than they've ever had before.
Yeah.
Like they don't, like I heard somebody say, like They don't spend time with Jordan Love on mechanics. He does that on his own with his own quarterback coach. Matt LaFleur doesn't spend time with him on his mechanics. Because he have to spend time with him learning the offense and learning the plays and doing the things he likes. That's a shame. It's obvious. That's why Lucas Van Ness has 0 pass rush moves that we showed earlier in the video. He just ran straight and grabbed a guy and did this for a while. No swim move, no bull rush. Well, he's bull rush. That's it. No swim move, no chop move, no grab and go, nothing. And that's the scary part. You either have to, like, we've been successful because we've tried to draft players with our high picks who are boom or bust, who could maybe have the skill in the RAS score, who could possibly use that physical ability to become something if we could coach them to become something. And then in the later rounds, we took football players. And then those football players were good enough that they saved us and we won games because of the good football players. But not because of the guys who ever developed, because none of them ever did. And they haven't. And I put Jordan Love in that realm but though he's not even as athletic as people say he is, he's not even close to being as athletic as people say he is.
No.
But that's the biggest problem. We don't have, like, we draft for draft and develop, but we don't have coaches who can develop. And if we keep doing that, and if we just lost John Eric Sullivan and a bunch of guys who understand what a football player is to the Miami Dolphins, and they don't draft football players anymore, and they only draft and develop guys, and we have 0 coaches who know how to develop guys, plus Hafley's probably taken some good coaches over with him. The only ones we even have on the team are probably going with him because Miami will pay him more because they have an owner who's rich, and he's just like, sure, because there's no salary cap on your coaches. Or there's no salary cap on your player personnel guys. So I'm sure that Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan have more money to give coaches and scouts than what the Packers and Ed Policy have to give coaches and scouts, because they're a non-profit organization. They don't have gazillions upon gazillions of dollars laying around. And that's another thing that's scary. So how is this going to work? We'll see. In 2 years, if the Dolphins are a successful team and the Packers are still treading water like they always are, we'll know what the difference was. And we'll see.
We'll know it was like not drafting TJ Watt. You know, the guy sitting right in front of you. 2 guys sitting right in front of you that you could have just moved up if you just cleared out the space. And instead, now both of them went to the Dolphins. So,
well, I just saw.
We'll
what did I see. The old line committee guys showed a video of, or maybe it wasn't old line committee guys. I saw somebody show a video. Apparently, there's a Bronco who scored a touchdown. A Bronco offensive lineman scored a touchdown in the game the other day. And after he scored, he jumped into the air, and Quinn Miners caught him and held him up there like this for like forever, going like this. And the person was like, "Holy shit, Quinn Miners is a fucking monster! How he freaking held up that 350-pound dude for that long, like a big, huge monster. Like he just jumped, and Quinn just grabbed him and caught him in the air and just held him there, and just went like, "Argh." And it just goes to show you, like, Quinn Miners is just a football player.
He would have been
Landon
so
Dickerson.
good for the Packers.
Landon Dickerson, he's a football player. Cooper DeJean, he's a football player. Why do we not draft these guys? George Pickens, is he crazy? Yes, but he's a damn good football player. These are guys we targeted, we wanted. Gute took Christian Watson. Gute took no freaking corners when it was said to be one of the best corners drafts in the, just like when they're one of the best wide receiver drafts of all time. And
That's
Gute
what
took 0
everyone
wide receivers
else
that year.
thinks, though. He knows stuff that no one knows.
Yeah, well,
He knows Eric
what
Stokes was
happens.
good to draft in the first round.
At least
he knows.
here's the good news. Hey, here's the good news. We won't have to watch the draft on Thursday night this year because Gute has no pick to screw up.
Yeah.
That's good. So we can just avoid Thursday night altogether. We just watched Friday night now. That's good. We don't have to be upset when Gute drafts the 8th best corner at pick 27 instead of the best center.
Why do we do it
for the next 10 years and or the best guard who could start to be a Pro Bowl guard for you for 10 years?
Oh, Billy Wayne's still pissed about DeJean.
Yeah, everybody's pissed about Billy Wayne. Everybody on earth, every Packer fan on earth wanted that guy. And now he's a Pro Bowler for the Eagles. He's a Super Bowl winning, interception getting in the Super Bowl, Pro Bowler with the Eagles, one of the top frickin' slot cover guys in the NFL. And what did we do? Oh, we signed Hobbs from the Raiders, who sucks balls. When we could have just drafted Cooper DeJean the year before, and we would have been awesome. There's a million things that Gute has effed up beyond recognition. And it's not just Gute; it's also Ted Thompson with like Watt when they didn't draft what's his face from the Vikings, Harrison Smith.
Yeah, Harry Smith.
Instead, they traded back, and then the Vikings traded back in front of them, and then they took Harrison Smith, and then we took Dayton Jones.
Yeah,
Dayton Jones has been out of the league for how many years? and Harry Smith is finally retiring, I think, after this year.
Yeah,
but Harry Smith would have been an awesome safety.
We
would have never drafted Clinton Dix.
Yep.
We would have never had to draft
Savage.
We would have never had to sign McKinney. We would have just had Evan Williams and Bullard waiting in the wings until for 2 years. Well, Harry Smith hold down the fort for 12 years at safety.
14 years, I think he played.
Or 14, how many years it's been.
Yeah.
But it was another dumb move when we all knew we needed a safety bad. And we didn't take him. And then the next year we took Clinton Puke, who sucked balls. He got a bunch of interceptions against bad quarterbacks, which made him a Pro Bowler one year. Everybody said he was good. And that's
Billy remembers Dayton Jones.
The great Dayton Jones. Another awesome first-round draft pick. Now, that was Ted Thompson.
Yeah,
but it's right up there with Nick Perry and Justin Harrell, and you can name them all. Name all the guys they drafted in the first round, and it goes all the way back to Thompson. No good first-round picks, and I put Kenny Clark in there too. I'm sick. Yeah. Kenny Clark is bad. Mm-hmm. I can't think of one first-round pick that was actually good in the last 20 freaking years. It's Aaron Rodgers, it's Clay Matthews, it's B.J. Raji, and then I don't know. I don't know of another guy that I would say is not just a Pro Bowler, but like a solid, a guy you can count on to start for 10 years and be a very good player. Not even a Pro Bowler, but like the next level down. Like a guy who probably should be a Pro Bowler, but nobody gives him the credit because,
guy who's a good starter and earns a second contract, like deserves a second contract.
In the first round. I can't remember one that the Packers have taken in the first round.
That's a good second round.
That category.
First.
Yeah, second round, sure, because there's receivers. There's Jordy, there's Devontae, there's a bunch of guys in the second round. Yep. Cobb, a whole bunch. Even Elton Jenkins is pretty good. I would give him a second contract. That was a good move. I thought Elton Jenkins is a good player. He's just getting long in the tooth. He gets hurt all the time now. So he's got to go. You can save $19 million by cutting him. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got to go. Bye.
No offense. But he's got to go.
It's amazing that also we could add Harry Smith and Derwin James together if we wanted. But anyway, it's amazing that
and that was the other thing. We needed a safety that year too.
I know.
And instead, he trades back, gets an extra pick for the next year so he can take Savage. Savage. And then he takes Jair. And we all saw this year what Jair is. Every team in the NFL had a chance to get Jair, and they all said no. Only one team said yes, and they didn't even play him half the time. And then when they did play him, they were like, bye. And then nobody wanted him.
What?
That's crazy.
But when you're sheltered in Green Bay, right? They tell you this guy's amazing, and then all the fans are like, he's amazing, and then somehow
just like
he's a Pro Bowler and all pro.
Josh Myers had the best year of his career last year. Ugh. And he signed a $3 million deal for 1 year, something with the Jets. Yeah. That's nothing. Nobody wanted him.
Justin Field just wanted a familiar butt.
And Lamar Jackson wanted us a familiar buddy to smoke pot with, or whatever. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea if they smoke pot. But I'm saying, two quarterbacks who wanted their buddies all around. That's why those two guys got signed. That is it. No other team wanted them because they're not good. Even Eric Stokes went to the Raiders.
Dexter Lawrence, yeah, we talked about that.
Sexy Dexty. I just watched NFL on HBO. I've been trying to get caught up because I didn't watch it over Christmas time, but they have the in-season Hard Knocks. This year was at the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say this, that Kafka guy, the guy who was the interim coach for the Giants, I liked him. He's pretty good. Of course, he didn't get the job, but still, I liked him. Seemed like a pretty smart guy and pretty cool guy. But yeah, that's a good series. That in season. That's also, I watched the one from last year. That's where I was like, I don't like Mike Tomlin. I don't think he's a great coach. Like when he talks, it just sounds like a bunch of nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just sounds like a bunch of nothing. And I don't think I don't know if he'll ever coach again. I really don't think he'll coach again. I think he'll probably get a pretty good TV gig, and stick with that.
Wow, we can have the last two Steelers coaches on TV.
Oh, yeah. Great Bill Cowher. Only has a Super
How the
Bowl
hell has he
lead.
held that job down all this time?
I don't know. He can't even talk.
I don't mean to
It's
poke
5 times worse when
fun,
Nate Burleson's sitting next to him because Nate Burleson is so
He's
damn good.
amazing. He's so good.
And then frickin' Bill Cowher is just a dumbass. And the two of them next to each other is just like idiot and then genius.
Well,
And the
Matt
coach is the one
Ryan,
who should be a genius.
Matt Ryan's spot's gone, so maybe Mike Tomlin will have two
What?
Steelers.
Matt Ryan's done after 1 year? Yeah, he was kind of boring.
No, he's the president of operations for the Falcons.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
I don't know
They
that.
named him president, hired him as president of football operations.
I don't pay attention to the Brewers. Sorry, Thunder.
I'll just say, Gute, how can this is the Packer way? The guy makes a million mistakes, and we extend him. We keep him around, just like our players. They're not that good. We just extend them and give them.
You know
a lot
what?
of money.
That is the smartest
the
thing you've
fucking
ever
Packer
said.
way.
That is you after 7 years of doing this show with you, or however long it's been. That's the one thing you've ever said that actually is smart. That honestly, that phrase is the epitome of the Packers. Let's take a
wait a minute.
mediocre talent and let's just extend him with a contract he doesn't deserve. And they do it to the players, they do it to the coaches, they do it to the general manager. It's just all levels of Packerdom. Mediocre. We pay you at the highest level for what? I don't know. It's dumb. I can't be a fan of this crappy team. Especially when you watch the Bears and you watch freaking Ben Johnson and
I'm really worried they're going to dominate the division.
dude, they're going to
now.
dominate. They're going to because
Caleb Williams is insane.
the Vikings are a disaster at quarterback. The Lions, I mean, let's face it. I think we know why the Lions won so many games the last couple of years. It wasn't freaking Dan Campbell. It was Ben Johnson. And that's the scary part. And it sure wasn't Aaron Glenn because look, the Jets ain't doing jack squat. So you can't tell me it was Aaron Glenn's defenses that did anything. So, I mean, good God. And I said this, I told you this. I'm going to tell everybody this. Caleb Williams is the modern day Brett Favre. That's who he is. He is Brett Favre incarnate for this generation of players. Because seriously though, that play that he had on 4th and whatever, when he ran backwards 35 yards and then chucked it up like a crazy man, and somehow the tight end was wide open in the end zone and corner end zone. I was like, what the hell? It reminded me of Brett Favre against the Lions, where he scrambles all the way to the left, goes like this, and just chucks it as far as he can, and then there's Sterling Sharp wide open on the other's end zone, 50 yards downfield for the game-winning play. It was the same type of thing. The difference is this.
Shit.
Favre was accurate. Caleb Williams, not. Like, Caleb Williams is not accurate when he's in the pocket. Favre, very accurate.
So wild, yeah.
Problem is, Favre was an idiot, and he'd throw into triple coverage and double coverage and all kinds of crazy shit. He's like, well, I can get it in there, and he'd just drill it in. But he was accurate. Now, Caleb Williams, also crazy escapability. Brett Favre doesn't have that. So he's a different player. But, like, I think he's the type of player who will win games for the Bears that they have no business winning. But he'll lose game for the Bears that they should have won. That's the type of player he is. He's a dynamic, take over the league type player who can do things that you're going to want to watch Bear games. Because you're going to be like, what? Just like Randy Moss. Remember Randy Moss? And he's like, ooh, that's Brett Favre. Get up and watch Brett Favre. Remember when he was on the sidelines of that one play him? Because you want to watch, see what Brett Favre was going to do because you didn't know. Nobody knew back then. Because back then, all the quarterbacks sat in the pocket, did nothing except for Steve Young. Right? Everybody else just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
But Brett Favre ran around and did crazy shit, threw the triple coverage, and everybody's like, wow. And Mike Holmgren would be like, hey, whatever, what you do, we got no timeouts, don't run. And then against the Falcons, what does he do? He runs and scores a touchdown. And Mike Holmgren did the classic, no, yes. See, that's the Caleb Williams. It was a no, yes play. He is the no, yes play. And now the Bears get to live with that. And they will love him. They will love him for a couple years, especially if he gets Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But eventually they'll see the truth and see, like, maybe it's not the smartest move. And then they'll get a guy who will overcorrect and be the exact opposite, like Aaron Rodgers, who won't even throw the ball in the middle of the field because he doesn't want to throw a pick. But he's super accurate and super smart. And when you're down by 2 touchdowns, he ain't going to try to come back. Where Caleb Williams and Brett Favre, they'll just keep going and throw 6 picks because that's what Brett Favre did against the Rams in the playoffs. Threw 6 picks. And I've never seen anybody do that before in my life. Never probably will again. Though Josh Allen came pretty close to having 5. He had 5 turnovers, I think. Cost the Bills guy his job. That's the other thing that makes no sense. Bills guy, McDermott, his quarterback has 4 or 5 turnovers. He gets canned. Freaking John Harbaugh, Super Bowl winning coach. His kicker makes the field goal. He gets canned. Mike Tomlin, Super Bowl winning coach, has to deal with Aaron Rodgers and crappy quarterbacks like Russell Wilson last year and Justin Fields. Like, come on. And he gets canned. Matt LaFleur, he's up 21-3 at halftime with the ball. 21-6 at the start of the fourth quarter, which means he didn't do shit for the whole quarter, by the way, on offense. Just heads up.
Yeah.
He gets the extension.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
And like a $5 million a year raise.
Makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's like,
It's the Packers.
how does Sean McDermott get canned because Josh Allen has freaking 4 turnovers? It ain't him out there doing stupid shit.
Oh, good Lord.
How does John Harbaugh get canned because the kicker makes a field goal? Misses a field goal. How does Kevin Stefanski get canned when it's the Browns? I'll tell you this much. Kevin Stefanski, boom. Hired right away. Atlanta.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh, hired right away.
Yeah.
Titans. You know why? Because they're good coaches. No, well, Saleh's been out for a whole year, but Kevin Stefanski, fired, hired. Boom. Fired, hired. Boom. Just like that. Just like that. That tells you a lot. The Browns are a disaster.
Yep. I will point out, because this is Gute, like we talk about all the blunders, but it makes me ask why do we want to even do draft shows or pay attention to the draft anymore?
I don't do as much
because we know what he's gonna do.
Well, we don't know what he's gonna do. We don't
know what he's gonna do, but we know we're gonna hate it, and it's gonna be bad for the team.
Right.
But had he just literally picked the players that we and at least some other smart people who are smarter than us were thinking he should pick, he would have drafted how many Pro Bowlers in the last
It's like
4
9
years?
At least 5.
Yeah.
At least 5.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. And how many do we draft during that time?
None. How many Pro Bowls do we have on the Packers this year? Wheelan? Is
Should have been
Wheelan the
Daniel.
Pro Bowler?
He wasn't. I don't know how. How do you lead the league in punting?
Micah
and you're
Parsons.
not- Yeah, Micah
I
Parsons.
think Parsons was the only Pro Bowler on our team.
Yeah, because we had to get, but we gave up a bunch to get him. But that was the only Pro Bowler we had to trade for him. Daniel Whelan should have been a Pro Bowler. How do you lead the league in punting and you're not the Pro Bowl punter?
I don't know.
I don't get it. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And not only was his average great, but his hang time, his punts inside the 20, like He was amazing, and he averaged 51 something yards a kick. 51. It's ridiculous. How's that guy not the Pro Bowl punter? He's amazing. He's our best player, guys. I'm just saying. Our punter is our best player at his position in the NFL.
That's really sad.
I'm not saying he's the best at playing all facets of football, but he is the best guy we have at his job on our team.
Tucker Kraft is pretty good.
Tucker Kraft is very good, too. He's got to come back from his injury. I don't know. It's just crazy to me, but whatever. These guys still get their jobs, and they get raises. I don't know if anyone else knew this observation, but the day after the game, every single time, Matt LaFleur comes out with like a brand new sweatshirt or a brand new hat and sweatshirt or whatever for every press conference, okay? It's always a Packer one. Except the day after the game, Matt LaFleur did not have a Packer anything on. It was a plain black sweatshirt. He was dressed in all black. So the day after the game, Matt LaFleur thought he was going down. Because for the first time in 7 years, he did not wear something with a Packer logo on it for his big press conference.
No, maybe he did that to try to scare Ed Policy, and that's when it worked.
And he wore all black. Like, black is death. Black is what you wear to the funeral,
Hey, don't
right?
say that. That reminds me of something that happened to me that one time.
Oh, anyway, black is what you wear to funerals and stuff, right? This should have. So even Matt LaFleur knew it. Knew he deserved it.
Yeah.
He wore the clothes to his day after press conference because he knew he deserved it. He accepted his fate, and Ed Policy turned around and gave him a $5 million raise.
Makes zero sense.
Help us all, whoever the powers that be.
There is no helping. It's done. It's done, and now we have to sit in it as Packer fans, and we have to watch the Bears probably be good for like the
Damn it,
next
if the Bears
10
beat
years.
us every year,
They're gonna.
then Packer fans will finally get mad.
They're gonna beat them. And the worst part is, we don't have a coach who can stand up to their coach. Their coach is going to just talk smack to us and beat the crap out of us left and right. And our coach is going to take it. I said that last time. He's going to take it like a bitch. That's what he is. Matt LaFleur is Ben Johnson's bitch. It's true. And then Sean McVay had to do Sean McVay did the Ben Johnson handshake, the run-up handshake at the end because he's, Matt LaFleur's buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
After the Bears lost. But they only lost because Caleb Williams was dumb.
Too aggressive.
Just
kept checking it down, man.
Just check it down, kick a damn field goal, win the fucking game, dude.
Tom Brady won countless games by just throwing it to his running back. Left
Genius.
and right.
It's because he had a guy from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what was up.
Yeah. He wasn't dumb. He just
Always take
oh,
guys from Wisconsin.
this
And
is
who-
open.
who the
Give me 5 yards. Take that.
Packers never draft guys from Wisconsin.
Yep.
All right, so who's going to win this weekend? We got
I don't know.
the Seahawks against the Rams.
Who are you rooting? Who are you
Seahawks.
rooting?
But I hate the Seahawks.
But you got to
Then we
like
got
this
the Patriots.
This version of the Seahawks. You got to like.
I like this version of the Seahawks. I like the coach. I like this whole Sam Darnold. I like all those guys on the team. It's a cool team. But I hate the
We got
Seahawks.
former Packer Jaron Reed's on there.
Jaron Reed. Well, he was a Seahawk first, but then he went.
I know.
then
He's
he
a
went-
Packer for 1 year. 1 year.
And then we got the Patriots against the Bo Nix less Broncos, but you got Quinn Miners on there. So, and the Patriots, they won enough goddamn time. So, Bo Nix not there, but Quinn Miners and that crazy defense.
Did Phillip Rivers come out of retirement to play for them too?
I don't know. Is his contract done with the Colts?
I don't know.
But yeah. So it's Drew Brees will come out of retirement to play for him.
There you go. Noodly arms. It's hard. I mean, Stidham hasn't started a game in like 4 years or 3 years or something.
My heart
And
says
then-
Broncos. My brain says Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots are too good. They're gonna win. Drake May is
And then-
really good. He's really good.
I don't want Devontae Adams to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't either, but
He's not a Packer, so let's go with the Seahawks.
I mean,
Seahawks.
I'd love to see
Brain
the
says
Seahawks.
my brain and my heart says Seahawks.
And this time the Seahawks win. They beat the Patriots this time. No one wants to see the Rams go back. They shouldn't even have beat the Bears, for crying out loud. And
Shouldn't have.
they played like garbage. They weren't good. If Caleb Williams just ran more in that game, the Bears would have won. I don't know why he didn't run. He didn't run very much. It was weird to me.
He ran all
Because there was like that one play that he did run where he was like starting to kind of jog to the outside, and then the big D tackle's like running his ass off like so fast. And then so he got a little closer to him, and then all of a sudden Caleb Williams like turned on the jets, and they're like, "Holy shit!" He just like doubled his speed with it. Like he looked like he was kind of running, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa!" He just took off. Damn! And
that's the opposite of Rashawn Gary. It looks like he's barely running, and then he slows down and he doesn't even move.
I hope the Seahawks win it. They've never won it. They should have won it that time.
I mean, they never won it.
They never won it, really.
What are you talking about?
They won it with Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. That's not winning it. That's selling your soul to win it. That's not really winning it.
Well, they won it.
Yeah, sort of. But
with the Legion of Boom. And then they lost with the Legion of Boom because Russell Wilson had to be the hero, and they made the mistake. He just ran freaking Marshawn Lynch for 1 yard, and they were dumb.
That was dumb.
And then they lost when they played Bill Cowher and the Steelers because the refs gave the game to the Steelers and screwed the freaking Matt Hasselbeck and Mike Holmgren Seahawks. It was bullshit.
They deserve to lose that. They deserve to lose that one game. Yeah, that game, the second time where the
Patriots.
Yeah, they deserve to that. That was one of the dumbest decisions of all time. And every player on that team.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, everybody to this day is like, what the fuck? Who called that play? And that's why they all hated Russell Wilson, and that's why everybody hates Russell Wilson to this day because that play started it.
Anyway, this version of the Seahawks I like. They can win it. Jaron Reed should win it.
But Mom really hated Russell Wilson.
Sammy D. Mom did hate. Yep, as much as anybody, I think.
Mom's a good judge of character usually.
That's true.
She hates Trump. She hated Trump, and she hated Russell Wilson. Smart.
And she hated Aaron Rodgers' mustache more than anybody.
That's true.
Terrible mustache.
Well, he just has a terrible face. He's not an attractive man. Remember when they had that guy from England who was supposed to be like, he's my doppelganger? Yeah, and I was like, that's an ugly looking guy. That's your doppelganger. And I was like, I never knew Aaron Rodgers was that ugly. But then I looked at that guy and I was like, dang, he does look like that guy. That's really ugly.
And you know how your nose keeps growing, or they say it? I think mine definitely has. But his kept growing, and it's like really, really huge now.
Oh.
It doesn't help his look. Weird. That's for sure. Anyway, hopefully the Seahawks can get there. I feel like out of the teams left. Yeah. Otherwise, I guess the Patriots are going to start a new dynasty with another great Hall of Fame quarterback. Drake May looks really good.
He looks good.
Gosh.
It just goes to show you that good thing that Gute traded back up and a little bit higher to get Jordan Love because it was never going to be another quarterback who was any good after that draft. Good thing he wasted that first-round pick when Aaron Rodgers was primed and ready to go on a freaking quarterback who sat on the bench for 3 years when we could have had a player that could have helped us win the damn Super Bowl. Genius move, Gute, because there's never going to be any more good quarterbacks after that. We had to trade to get Jordan Love. What a dumbass. What an idiot.
Give that guy a raise. Okay. Oh, God. All right, everybody. Yeah, Quay was solid, a handful of games. Yeah, that's about it, Lee. Anyway, hopefully he's not back. We already talked about that stuff. You guys be good. It's time for us to go, but enjoy the first part of the show, it's maybe not enjoyable, but it's something all Packer fans should face because it's ugly and it's the truth, and it's what you're going to have for the next foreseeable future with LaLa and Gute still in charge. So that's what we all get. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Be good, stay good, and we will catch you next time.